career where I changed something up, and then all of a sudden I saw a change in my body, and then I fell in love with that, and then did it for a whole year.
Yeah, you did it for too long.
Yeah, and then I stuck with it because it showed me such great results because of and it took me like 5 times going through that, going like, oh, it's not the routine as much as it is I'm doing a different routine than what I was before, the novelty of that training routine. So, and I feel like I see that a lot in like when comments on our YouTube channel and on Instagram with our listeners, like because we talk about programming so much that they go, you inspired me to change it up. I've been doing this for a year or 2 years. And it's like, this is another reason why we get these hard plateaus. And a lot of times it's a blend of some of these things, right? So not only are you stuck in the same routine you've been in for a year, you're also extremely low on calories, or you're stuck in stuck on the same routine, and then you're eating a little bit over on you, and it's just it's compounding. It's only making it more difficult to break through that.
I'll tell you why this was my favorite one to change, because it was the easiest. So when I would get a client, diet is always a tough one, right? Because it's with them every day, all day.
Lifestyle.
Yeah, it's lifestyle. I can't follow them around and do that stuff. So when I would get a client and they'd be like, oh my God, I've been plateaued at the same weight or whatever, and we would address nutrition, but this one I could do right away, right? Because they hired me to train them. I'd change their workout. And without changing their diet, we would see another 5 pounds of fat loss just from changing the routine up. So this is important. If your routine has been the same this entire time and you've hit a plateau, one thing you can do is change the workout routine to something that is going to show you more strength gains, going to show you some muscle. That's positive, right? That boosts your metabolism. That'll make the fat loss easier, not only to happen, but easier to maintain as well. All right, here's another one. And then again, this is also quite common. I know we're saying that about all of these, but that's why we picked them. And that is that you might need a break for recovery. You might be pushing so hard that your body's holding on so hard to every pound of body fat. Now, why does this happen? Your fat on your body is an insurance policy. Think of it this way, right? We all have bank accounts. So you have a bank account, you store money in the bank account, you start reading the news, like what's happening right now. Inflation's going up, gas prices going up. Oh my God, economy's gonna crash. A lot of people are like having conversations with their spouses. Honey, we got to cut this expense. We're not going to go on this vacation. We're going to sit because everything's getting real scary out there. And, I heard some talk at work about maybe some layoffs. So we need to stop and just save our money as much. This is what your body will do if the stress is too high, because fat is an insurance policy. Remember, our bodies adapted where food was very scarce. And one of the number one causes of death was starvation or malnutrition. So if you lacked a lot of sleep or scary stuff happened all the time or whatever, your body's like, store this body fat because at the very least we'll have this energy on us that we could tap into. And your hormones will organize themselves this way. You'll see stress hormones go up. You'll see calorie burning hormones like growth hormone and testosterone go down. And your body will organize itself in a way to protect body fat as much as possible. In fact, what it can do, and what it often does in this case, is when you see weight loss with too much stress, muscle loss. What you're seeing is muscle loss because your body's okay with getting rid of muscle because that just costs a lot of energy. But we got to hold on to this body fat. There's all the stress going on. So sometimes, and I remember the first time this happened to me, I had a person that I was helping. They were doing so much workout, so much training, so cutting calories, whatever. And I literally had her switch, I think it was 2 or 3 of her workouts from these high intense kind of aerobic class workouts to yin yoga, which you burn no calories. Like yin yoga is you hold a pose for like 3 minutes and you breathe and you're burning no calories. And she was so afraid that stopping those calorie burning workouts and moving to yin yoga was going to cause her to gain all this weight. Well, at first nothing happened. She just started feeling better. And then I remember the day she came to me and she goes, I'm losing weight. What the hell is going on? I thought I was burning less calories. I'm like, I think your body needed a break. Mm-hmm. Your body just needed the reassurance that it didn't need to hold on to this body fat.
I find this most common in fitness people or people that love to train and work out because they just assume that the more work and effort they put into it, the more results they're going to get. And so,
if you're working out once a week, this isn't applied.
That's right. So of all the things we've gone over, I would say, I still think this is really common, right? So they're all very common. But this I find more common with my trainers, my fitness fanatics, the people that love to work out, borderline, maybe even addicted to it. And they don't realize they're addicted to it. the training aspect of it, right? And they're so into that, and they've told themselves that, okay, or really your type A personalities, right? Your go-getters, like, you know, they want to work through the plateau. And so they just ramp up intensity. They ramp up this. I'm guilty of this, you know, I for sure. We started this podcast off talking about that when I was younger. I was training 7 days a week, plus basketball, plus snowboarding, plus wakeboarding. And like my body was not moving and changing, simply just cutting back dramatically, like cutting my workouts in half, like half the amount of training volume I was doing. All of a sudden my body, I put on like 10 pounds of muscle that summer. So I do think that if you are a very active person or you're a fitness enthusiast, this is where you normally have to kind of go look, is like, you know what, maybe you are hammering the body so hard that it's just trying to recover. You're not allowing it to adapt.
Yeah, and I've seen this a lot. The majority of my clients that had really good success, and they've been able to get to a place where like, oh, wow, yeah, I had a great amount of weight that I lost and I feel good, but I'm really trying to kind of press further. And it's just the go-to button for them had been like doing the workouts, but then also doing the cardio and doing all the excess stuff, you know, adjacent to the actual workout plans. And then they just more, to a point where the body just, like it was in that state of stress. It's just like holding on, and they just can't figure out why the needle just completely stopped. So it is at that point now where like rest is, your body's just like, we need this rest to be able to now, provide you with that transition, that change in your physique.
Yeah, this is when you're fighting your body. It's like when you're in this position, oh, I plateaued, push harder. Oh no, it's not working, push harder. If you fight your body will win. You're not going to be, I promise you won't win. At some point, it's not only going to plateau, but you're going to start to get sick. You're going to start to get injured, and you're going to run into some big problems. So if you feel like you're fighting your body to get results, then pause for a second, because it should feel like you're working together. If it feels like it's working together, then you're on the right track.
Well, that leads to the last point, right? That really well, because I think that after I've kind of checked off all the other boxes, okay, all the things that we just talked about, if we and let's say they're fine on all those, everything's aligned. It's like, damn, what's going on? Why is this person still on a plateau? Many times they're internally still fighting their body. They've got some sort of like, and you, Sal, can probably speak to this the best, because, you know, with the gut issues that you've had, you could be all dialed on diet, you could be training super consistent, balanced on all those things like that, but because internally your body is trying to survive and adapt, it's not allowing yourself to build muscle and burn body fat, because it's prioritizing you've said it earlier, like the body is just wants to survive, and it's going to allocate resources in that direction. And if you're being attacked inside more than anywhere else, all that other shit, it's like, we'll worry about more
stress.
Yeah, it's more stress. I'll worry about that. I got to prioritize this. And so if you are checking all these boxes and you're still in a hard plateau, this is where now I would recommend doing like a blood work and get a panel done and see what else is potentially going.
Good luck building muscle or burning body fat when you have poor health. It ain't going to happen if your gut health is poor, or you have a nutrient deficiency, or your hormones are totally out of whack.
It's a big one.
Or you have crappy sleep. A lot of people, everything's fine, but their sleep is so bad that their health is bad. You ain't going to lose body fat, and you ain't going to build muscle if your sleep is off or really bad. Studies have showed very clear on this. So if you have poor health, and I think besides people who fool themselves, I think, like I've had people tell me this, like, hey, Sal, I want to lose weight, but I've got really bad gut issues. Which one should I focus on first? Okay, well, the gut issue, you got to be healthy first, right? Or, hey, I have insomnia, but I want to get stronger and do all this other stuff.
You want to get shredded, though.
Yeah, but I want to get shredded. What should I do? Like, you got to solve that first. So if your health is good, your body will adapt in very favorable ways. What I mean by favorable, the ways that you want it to. If your health is poor, it's in protection mode, and good luck with progressing in any meaningful direction. I mean, look, it's like, have you ever tried to work out when you feel sick? Like, how much weaker are you, and how much is your performance?
Progress are you really making?
Yeah, you're not making it all. So if your health isn't great, all the other stuff we just said really doesn't matter. So you got to make sure that's good.
Yeah, if you've checked all the boxes and you may fall in this category and you're lost and you don't know where to go, this is part of the motivation behind the forum that we created, the MP Holistic Health. That's absolutely free. It's on Facebook. So if you're listening to this and you're going like, I'm stuck in this plateau, I feel like those first 4, I'm checking all those boxes, but I don't know where to start looking if I have something internally going on with me, or if I do potentially have poor health, Get inside that forum. It's absolutely free. Dr. Cabral's in there with his team, and they're phenomenal.
Yeah, and then if you want, you can work with them, and they do very comprehensive testing, so they can start to kind of narrow it down, because that can be very frustrating, not knowing the root cause of some of your poor health. Look, if you like our information, head over to mindpumpfree.com and check out our guides. We have guides that can help you with almost any health or fitness goal. You can also find all of us on social media. So Justin is on Instagram at mindpumpjustin. Adam is on Instagram at mindpumpadam, and you can find me on Twitter at mindpumpsal. How do I incorporate cardio and not lose muscle? I've seen people do this before, where they'll start to lose the sharpness of their muscles, or they'll start to lose the sculpt a little bit, and that's disheartening. But if you do it right, then you minimize that muscle loss or that metabolism slowdown. In fact, if you do it right, you can actually speed up your metabolism at the same time that you build stamina and endurance. You just have to be able to kind of program it properly. And the way to program it improperly is just to go and do as much cardio as you can for as long as you can.
Right.